Friends, Greg, Newmaster, coming at you again with another action figure review. Today I have Thundercats Pumm-Ra, created by Super 7. If you like the video, please like and subscribe and help me build my channel in solidarity as a fellow geek and nerd and lover of all things 80s pop culture, comic books, superheroes, you name it. But anyhow, I gotta say, I was really excited for this figure. This is from Wave 4, and I don't know, Pumm-Ra. So Pumm-Ra, in case you didn't know, is just an illusion that Mumm-Ra created to infiltrate the Thundercats and to steal the Sword of Omens and to defeat them, because that's always his goal. So it's such a good episode in season 1, and if you go back and watch the episode, it's really funny because he is really rude and obnoxious, especially because the Thundercats take him in and don't really ask any questions and are not very skeptical of him. And it's actually his attitude and behavior that sort of tips the Thundercats off to that the fact that he's not a good person, not a Thundercat, and could be an enemy. And it just demonstrates the stupidity of Mumm-Ra and the fact that, like Skeletor, he always failed. And looking back, I don't like that he always failed. If in one of the great comics that Wildstorm did, or Image Comics, or was it Wildstorm? I can't remember. Anyhow, they did Thundercats The Return, and that was sort of an Age of Apocalypse version of the Thundercats, where in the final episode of Thundercats, Lion-O goes into the Book of Omens for training. He's only supposed to be gone for a very brief amount of time, maybe a day, but he's gone for, and in that time it amounts to 5 years inside of the book. But Mumm-Ra curses the book, and Lion-O is trapped in there for 5 years. He eventually gets out, but in the meantime, Mumm-Ra takes over Third Earth, or New Thundera, and he totally dominates the world, defeats the Thundercats finally, and even enslaves Wily Kit, Wily Cat. I think Panthro has to work in the mines, and Shitara, like all kinds of bad stuff happens. And it was such a great comic book, and I loved it because Mumm-Ra actually won for how powerful he is. I say all that to say that Pumm-Ra is a manifestation of Mumm-Ra's power, and he in the show he always almost succeeds, but he never wins, and that gets a little bit boring. And you want to see the bad guys win every once in a while, but you want to see the heroes triumphant and victorious. So Pumm-Ra is a manifestation of that. I was really excited to get this figure. There's a lot of cool things about this figure that I'm excited to get into. So enough of me babbling. Let's check him out. Here's the Mumm-Ra logo that he has on his chest. I still haven't gotten my Wave 2 from Super 7 yet, but I received an email saying that they're being shipped and they should be here any day now. I'm in Pittsburgh, so that's all the way out in San Francisco, California. So here is the back of the slipcover. There's the top of the box, and there is the bottom, and we're just going to pull that slip off. By the way, the figure came in this collector's box, and it's also, this packaging here was in plastic as well, which was really nice. So it's a gorgeous figure. Love it. What do we got on the back here? I think this is a reaction figure picture. I don't collect those, though, so I don't know for sure, but that's what I've heard. It says, to deceive the Thundercats and gain access to Cat's lair, Mumm-Ra assumed the form of Pumm-Ra. As Pumm-Ra, he claimed to be another survivor from their doomed home of Thundera and the attack by the mutant space fleet that killed off most of their fellow refugees. Welcomed by his enemies, Pumm-Ra obtained the powerful Eye of Thundera and the Sword of Omens, but quickly discovered that the spirit of Jaga mystically protected them from being used for evil ends. So Jaga foils his plans in the end. So he looks great. Let's bust this baby open and get a good look at him because I'm very excited about this. Now, if you've watched other... Oh, man, I just tore the box. That stinks. What are you going to do? Not a big deal. So if you've watched other videos, you will have seen that the colors are off. So first of all, I gotta say, I love that this is soft goods. If there's two things I'm a huge fan of in action figures, one, it is articulation. Two, it is soft goods when it comes to capes or clothing and things like that. Love soft goods mixed with the hard plastic. But in the pictures, as with Tigra and Groon and other Thundercats in this wave, and on the show, it's actually red. This brown is a reddish color. So that's a mistake, but I'm fine with it. So the coloring's a little bit off. No big deal. This is something that's odd, that there is a third head. I have a third head in mind for some reason. I don't know about everybody else, but wow, okay. I didn't see that in the other reviews, so you get 3 heads with this guy. Or maybe I just did by mistake. I think that's a mistake. So my Pumm-Ra figure actually came with 3 heads. I don't know if anybody else got 3 heads with their figure, but I got 3 heads in mine, which is very strange. Unless this is supposed to go on the Mumm-Ra figure when he comes, but I'm kind of confused about that. But maybe that's what it's for. Let me know in the comments if you guys know anything about that. So he has a twisty tie. He's holding him in. Wow, that's really strange. I gotta go and look at other people's reviews to see if they got 3 heads. Because I thought he only came with 2. And it looks like the exact same head. I'm gonna pull this out of the package real quick. So, nice soft... Oh, this is a really nice soft rubber, which I love. I wish they would have done that with Lino's head. But yeah, so there's that head. And this is the head that comes on the figure. And I really don't see a difference. Maybe, so that's what the port looks like on the bottom. I'm thinking that this is meant for Mumm-Ra, Mumm-Ra the Ever-Living figure. But I don't have him yet, so I don't know. But let's pull him out and get a good look. He's really in that plastic. Having a hard time getting him out. Goodness. Oh, I'm so excited about the soft goods. I mean, it's just... I loved when, with the Mumm-Ra figure that's already come out, that they have soft goods with that. And yeah, this is great. This is really great. I love that. It's nice and wired up, which is great. Really beautifully designed. I really appreciate the effort that they did with this guy. I like him so much that I want him to be a good guy. So that's what he looks like underneath. So this kind of wraps around. And there is a little bit of a belt that holds on his garb. Sort of like a robe. And that's what he looks like underneath. He's nicely painted. He's the naked Thundercat, but he does have the Thunder Trunks. This leg's a little bit loose, actually, on my joints, but looks like the standard Masters of the Universe body mold, Masters of the Universe Classics. So, and here's another thing. So, they took the time to put the strap there on his bicep, and they couldn't put the elbow pad on Tigra. That's just such a bummer. We got the pinless joints. So the crunch, really nice crunch, forward and back. We got the waist rotation all the way. He's on that ball joint. Shoulders go all the way up. Let's see what his bend is like here. Yeah, so this has disappointed me a little bit. The articulation, it just doesn't bend far enough. We don't get 90 degrees, and I don't know if this is because of the pinless joints. Let's take a look at Lion-O for a second here. So here's Lion-O with the pin, and yeah, I guess it's about the same. Yeah, he doesn't go, it seems like he goes a little bit further. By the way, I have Jaga's hand on Lion-O, so he can point the sword up like so. But yeah, he looks really good. Really impressed. We got the thigh, or the rotation. It's not a thigh cut, it's in the hips. The kick does not go up very high, so that's kind of a bummer for me because I love the articulation. Knee doesn't quite go 90 degrees. We got up and down with the ankle rocker, ankle pivot. He has that as well, which is always a nice touch. And we got the wrist hinges, full rotation there, bicep cut, bicep tricep cut. That's what he looks like from the back. I'm going to do this review with him naked. He's got his thunder trunks on, and there's the robe. I'm actually going to have to look at pictures to see how to put this back on. So it sort of just like wraps around him like so. Really nice. Really, really nice. Love it. And okay, so let's pop this head off, and so let's see if it is any different. I mean, those ball joints, the sockets there, they look the same. Okay, and the hair on this one, this is the one that was in the plastic packaging, is longer, it seems like. So, I don't know, maybe I got an extra head with my figure and nobody else. This head looks kind of bigger. So this has to be the Pumm-Ra head. That's what I'm going to say. This has got to be the Pumm-Ra head. This is the head that comes on the figure. I actually like this head with the mouth closed, even though he's supposed to be evil. I like this serene looking head, so I'm going to pop that on. And yeah, I like that. He's a really good looking figure. So some nice accessories come with him. We get a claw shield, but the difference is that the claw shield is a closed fist. Oddly enough, there is no port on this claw shield, which is kind of strange. So how do we... Interesting. I wonder how the claw shield goes on. I don't know if you're supposed to put it over his hand. So we get the 2 additional sets of hands. And now all the Thundercats figures, except for Lion-O, come with the hinge that points down like so for a weapons holding hand, which is a little bit odd for me. But I'm going to pop this clawed hand off that comes on the figure, put that on, and see if the claw shield goes up over that. And by George. Oh, this is great. I wish they would have done this with Lion-O. Holy cow, the claw shield actually goes up and covers his hand. Oh, I love that. I absolutely love that. I hope they do that with Lion-O. Oh, that's really awesome. I love how that is great. So you get the claw shield, and instead of it porting on to the hand, it covers like the LJN version, which is amazing. So real quick, let me show you with Lion-O. So here's Lion-O's claw shield, and this pops off like that, and you see the port on the inside. So wow, what a great accessory. So instead, you can leave Lion-O's hand on, and you can slide the claw shield up. And I wonder if the short sword will fit inside as well. So, wow, this is exciting. I'm very excited about this. So, here is the Sword of Omens, short sword style. And let's see if we can just slide that in. And yes, my friends, there is enough room to just slip it in. Wow, that's great. That is really awesome. And you can do it exactly as Lion-O does, and you don't have to switch hands. You can just cover it up. The only thing is if you want to hang it off of his belt, you have to use the other claw shield accessory that Lion-O has, which is this one, which has the little port to hang off of his belt. But wow, what a great addition. I love that. Thank you, Super 7. This is a great accessory. So what else do we get? With Pumm-Ra, we get the covered Sword of Omens. So Pumm-Ra, during the episode, covers the Sword of Omens with a cloth, and he covers the Eye of Thundera to blind it. And for that, actually, I'm going to pop on the other hand, the one with the good wrist articulation, the preferable one that points down like so. See, that's how you should have a weapon holding hand. And granted, it's very tight, so I just want to get that in there without scratching the paint. And there you have it. So the stolen Sword of Omens and the claw shield. Love it. Man, what great accessories. Those two alone are good enough for me. But I'll review the other ones with you. So you also get, this looks like a communicator. I forget what he uses this for. I don't remember if he uses it with Mammut or who he's talking to. I don't think Mammut was in the series at this point yet. But maybe he communicates with the Thundercats with it. I can't remember exactly. I haven't watched the episode in a while. And one more time, we have, this has got to be the Pumm-Ra head, I believe. And then this is the head that comes on the figure. So you get 3 heads. You get 3 sets of hands, the communicator, the robe, and the amazing slip-on claw shield. And I'll just show you that one more time. And if you can even see on the inside here, guys, there is a port for the thumb. So you can line it up with the thumb and just slip it on in. And wow, that's great. That reminds me so much of the LJN, because the LJN Lion-O, the claw shield just snapped on. That's great. Wow, awesome. Very awesome. Good job, Super 7. I salute you, 4 Horsemen. This guy looks great. Besides that they got the color wrong on the robes, he's awesome. Highly recommend him. So if you like the figure, please like and subscribe. This is what he looks like next to Lion-O. And this is what he looks like next to Monkeyin, who is a big mofo. Yeah, great. Yeah, great figure. Highly recommend him. God bless you all. Great accessories. Peace.